Alright, this is the N40 Caddis. So we start with a TMCO 3761. This is a size 16 hook with a matching sized gold bead. Then I'm going to use chartreuse ultra thread in size 70. And we use the chartreuse because that kind of mimics the same look of the caddis as you pull it out of the caddis casing. If you guys ever pulled one out of the caddis casing, it's bright chartreuse. And so we're just going to leave a little bit of a butt section on there. Also just as a attractant color. Next material we're going to use is MFC's Wonderwrap in tan. I think this is one of the better caddis body materials. I use it on emergers, dry flies, and a few different nymphs. You can make it look as big or small as you want by stretching it. We're going to wrap that along the whole body to make sure that we kind of maintain an even body across the fly. So we're just going to leave that little bit of a chartreuse tag end out the butt. And wrap it forward. So like I said, we're not going to pull this one too tight because we want it to have a little bit of segmentation in the body and look like a real caddis body. Tie that off. Next material we're going to use is actually the neck feather off a duck. This is off a widgeon. Could be a mallard. Pretty much the neck feathers are pretty similar. A lot of people keep the CDC or the flank feathers off a duck, but I think the neck feathers is a really good collaring material for soft tackles or nymphs. Then I just take that fuzzy part off and just leave a little bit of stems for you to tie into. And we're going to tie in the duck feather upside down so when you wrap it forward it lays the way you want it to lay. And because it's a pretty short and stubby feather, we'll use a rotating hackle pliers to try to get about 2 turns of feather around this collar. The idea is to kind of make it look like the collar of a standard kind of wet fly pattern. So we'll tie that off and pull all the feathers back. Like that. We'll cut that kind of unnatural piece that's remaining. Out. And then the last item we're going to use is some olive brown ice dub UV for the collar. And the idea is to tie this pretty sparse, but you kind of want the look. You're also going to dub it onto the thread fairly sparse and not too tight, because the idea is to make a look that the ice dub is kind of bleeding into the duck neck hackle that you just put on the fly. So see how it's very loosely dubbed. That way when you pull it back, it bleeds into the collaring that we just put on the fly. Then we're just going to give this fly a quick wet finish. Like that. That is the N40 Caddis.